Shooketh. All right, the day has finally arrived. The college football semifinals are mere hours away from kicking off in the Orange Bowl in Michigan, and their star-studded defensive line will try to upset the Georgia Bulldogs, who are trying to prove that this is finally the year they unseat Alabama as the top team in the land. And speaking of Bama, they are nearly a 2-touchdown favorite over Cincinnati. Nick Saban and company are used to being in this spot, while the Bearcats in the group of 5 are new to this stage. Do they have the defense to slow down the Heisman winner, Bryce Young? We're going to find out starting at 3:30 Eastern. That's when the Cotton Bowl gets underway, and the Orange Bowl gets underway at 7:30 down there at Hard Rock Stadium. All right, let's go ahead and welcome in our draft expert, Ryan Wilson, to talk about the guys to watch out for in today's semifinal games. We're going to start with that Orange Bowl between Michigan and Georgia. And for the Wolverines, Ryan, who should we keep an eye on, and who are you watching specifically?
Happy New Year, Mike. And I've pleaded with the producers not to follow Tim Doyle, because now I have to do like a magic trick, make my hair magically grow. I'm offering you no presents, Mike. Merry Christmas to you. I'll see you next year. But in terms of Michigan Wolverines, this is a great football team, and Tim Doyle actually mentioned they're underdogs, which is hard to fathom because they played so well this year. But these are the guys to keep an eye on if you're just watching as an interested fan, looking perhaps forward to the draft. Aiden Hutchinson, we all know about. Dax Hill, the safety, is going to get drafted. Josh Ross, Hassan Haskins, and Andrew Stuber both are going to the Senior Bowl. But the guy I want to focus on is the guy playing opposite Aiden Hutchinson, David Ojabo, who has had a fantastic year this year. Last year, 2020, had 23 snaps. In those snaps, he had 0 stats because he wasn't on the field very often. This year, he has 11 sacks. He's played in every game, 23 hurries. He is getting after it. And you can say, well, maybe it's because he's playing opposite Aiden Hutchinson. He's doing a lot of that by himself because they're having to double-team Aiden Hutchinson. And he's parlayed what he's done this year into the very real chance, Mike, that he's going to end up being a first-round talent.
By the way, I just wanted to mention our producer, Tully, literally got in my ear and was like, good luck topping all that. But hey, you're doing a great job. We're trying our best here in this segment. All right, let's talk about Georgia. The first thing that comes to mind with this team, obviously defense, defense, defense. When the playoffs are all said and done, who's going to be looking forward to playing on Sundays?
Yeah, well, it's going to be a long list because there are going to be a lot of guys that end up playing on Sunday. Nakobe Dean's the guy that we talk about all the time when I do these weekly mock draft segments. But there are a lot of other names, and you see Jordan Davis is going to be a first-round pick, second-round guy. Darian Kendrick, the transfer from Clemson, is going to be a second-round guy. Jamari Salyer is going to the Senior Bowl as the offensive lineman there. But again, the guy I want to talk about is Quay Walker, someone we haven't talked much about at all this year because he's been in Nakobe Dean's shadow. But he is almost as explosive. He is all over the field. He comes downhill and makes plays. He's quite comfortable in pass coverage. You see him here with the athleticism against Bo Nix. I mean, you see this with just about every single player, but it sticks out with guys like Nakobe Dean and Quay Walker. Channing Tindall is another guy who plays linebacker position, but I think Walker, given the way he's played this season, given the way teams have talked about him, again, he's a guy that's going to be a day 2 guy and could sneak into the high second round, based on his performance in 2020.
All right, Georgia, Michigan, obviously defensive heavy, but over in the Cotton Bowl with Alabama, a little bit more variety. Typically pretty loaded at all positions there in Tuscaloosa. And again, at wide receiver, who's got your attention?
Yeah, Alabama has the Heisman Trophy winner. Last year it was a wide receiver, Devonta Smith. This year, Bryce Young, obviously he's not draft eligible, but the guy he's throwing the ball to certainly is. And Jameson Williams, you see the list there of Alabama guys that are going to get drafted from top 5 pick and Evan Neal all the way to day 3 guys. But Jameson Williams has absolutely balled out. And I say it each and every week. The transfer from Ohio State struggled for playing time there, so he comes to the best team in the country and just absolutely lights it up. Had 15 touchdowns this year, averaged 21.4 yards per reception on 67 catches. He did every single thing you wanted your wide receiver to do. In a lot of ways, he reminds me a little bit of Devonta Smith. He doesn't dominate in terms of contested catch, which is something Devonta Smith can do, but he has the same frame, and he's so quick off the line of scrimmage. He's so fast downfield that he often finds himself wide open, and then you see the results with his yard after catch ability, and that's something that's going to translate really well to the next level, Mike.
Crazy to go from hardly being able to sniff the field there at Ohio State to first-round pick probably there in Alabama. Okay, let's check out Cincinnati. Finally, at the group of 5, Cincy has 6 players on your radar, not to mention 2 very good corners.
Hey, look at there. There's Alec Pierce, the guy who mows his lawn with no shirt on that lives across the street from Tim Doyle. How about that? Not only is great with lawn care, he's going to get drafted. In part because he's been a huge asset for Desmond Redwood. I want to talk about the defense, starting with Ahmad Gardner, the cornerback. He plays opposite Kobe Bryant, who's had a good season as well. But Ahmad Gardner is a long, lean cornerback. He needed to add some weight in the offseason. He did just that. In 3 seasons at Cincinnati, where he played a ton, he allowed exactly 0 touchdowns. He is great in coverage. He's been great in coverage consistently every single year that he's played. He's gotten better against the run. He needs to be a little more physical at the top of the routes, and I think he's done that this season with the added weight and the added physicality. So, again, a lot of things to love about his play, and we'll get a real good look at just how far his game has come over his career when they face off against Alabama. No John Mechie, of course, but there'll be plenty of weapons for him to go up against in that semifinal game.
All right, Ryan, no orange jacket, but you got the classic look there, and of course, always bringing all the info. So we appreciate it. Enjoy those games tonight. We'll keep an eye on those players. Now, if you're looking for your daily fix of NFL news and analysis, remember, check out the Pick 6 podcast with Will Brinson and his many guests each and every day.